Events are the first of the three types of action items that Sage 50 provides with its applications. You can use these features to help you set up alerts for events that occur within Sage 50 and for events that occur for your business contacts. To view the action items, select Tasks, then Action Items from the menu bar to open the Action Items window. There are three tabs within this window: Alerts, To Do, and Events. At the top of the window is a date field. You can enter a specific date to view here. Depending on what you select within the adjacent Show dropdown, this will list events and to-do items as of and including the date you select. If you want to see future events, simply select a future date. If you click either the Events or To-Do tabs, the Show field that appears at the top of the window becomes active. You can use the Show dropdown to list all to-do items and events, completed to-do items and events, or uncompleted to-do items and events. Sage 50 will then display those types of items within the To-Do and Events tabs in conjunction with the date that you have selected. If you click the Events tab, you will see the two types of events that can be shown in Sage 50: system-generated events and activities. System-generated events are events created by Sage 50 when certain types of transactions occur. You can set up ones that would be generated every time you created an invoice, for example. The activities are events that you create for company contacts, such as your vendors, employees, and customers. You could use this to note important vendor meeting dates or employees' birthdays, for example. To create an activity, simply click the Event button in the Action Item Window's toolbar. This will bring up the Create Event window. Here you select the type of contact that you are creating the event for by using the Type field. Then select a specific ID from the adjacent ID field for the type that you chose. Enter the date that you want the event to be created on, if it is something other than the current system date, by using the Date Calendar selector. Then select or enter the event type in the Event Type section. Enter a note about the event in the Note field. If you want it to display within the Action Items window, then select the checkbox for Display in Action Items and enter the number of days before or after the event that you want the event to appear. If editing the activity in the future after it has been completed, you can check the Completed On checkbox and enter the date that the event was completed in the Completed On Date field. If you want the event to automatically recur, you can click the Recur button on the toolbar in this window. This will bring up the Create Recurring Event window. Here you select the number of times to have the event recur and the frequency of the recurrence in the When to Recur drop-down field. You can then click the OK button to set the recurrence, or the Cancel button to cancel the recurrence. You can click the Save button within the Create Event window to save the event. Back in the Action Items window, you can also set the System-Generated Events. To set the System-Generated Events, click the Options button in the Action Items window. This will open up the Action Items and Event Log Options window. Here you will see three tabs: Activities, Transactions, and Startup. If you click the Activities tab, you can select which activities you want displayed on the Events tab within the Action Items window. These are the activities that you create. You can simply check the ones that you want to display by clicking in the Display in Action Items column for the activity type you select, and then entering in the number of days before or after the event that you want it to display under the Number of Days column, and then selecting either before the event date or after the event date from the final drop-down. You can also set up system-generated events for the transactions your company makes by clicking the Transactions tab. Here you will see the transaction types that you can create events for. Check any that you want to create events for by clicking the checkbox that appears under the Create Event column for the transaction type. Then, if you want the event to display in the Action Items window, click the checkbox under the Display in Action Items column. Then enter the number of days before or after the event that you want it to display under the Number of Days column. Then select either before the event date or after the event date from the final drop-down choice. If you click the Startup tab, you will be able to select or deselect the Display Action Items each time a new company is opened checkbox. When you are done setting your system-generated events, click the OK button.